Jamboard is a web-based whiteboard, and it's perfect for online presenting and student collaboration. To find Jamboard, go to the Google Apps menu next to your profile picture when you're logged in to your UH account. But before we go there, I want to point out that Jamboards exist like other Google Suite files and can be found in your Drive. I can move this jam to its related folder. They are easily organized and shared. Add collaborators with the blue Share button. For group activities, make sure to give students editor rights. Back to the Jamboard app, click the plus button to start a new jam or open an existing jam. So what can you do with the Jamboard? Let's take a look at the toolbar. There are pens and an eraser. Sticky notes. I can add images in a number of ways, by upload or by URL. Note that this really needs to be an individual image found online and not a landing page with an embedded image. I can search Google Images as well. There are shapes, and I added a text box to this frame. Finally, if you are presenting with Jamboard, there's a laser tool that can be used. You may have read that you can draw something like a star using Jamboard and have image recognition convert your sketch into a polished image. Well, that's not something within the range of this Google app. A physical Jamboard, an interactive smartboard for classrooms, has greater functionality. If you're on an iPad, you'll find that you can do more as well. That said, my drawing is never going to look any better than this. So, to erase, use the eraser or the undo arrow. Just so that we're on the same page, the web version of Jamboard is well worth using, but you can't access the recognition features. That's not to say that Jamboards can't be attention-getting. For this frame, I changed the background to an image that I uploaded from my computer. I also like adding Gifs to Jamboards. To do that, I recommend adding an extension, Giphy, for Chrome. I've also pinned it so the extension is visible for quick access. This works much better than going to the site and retrieving a URL. Search and select. This one has a transparent background, so it falls into place seamlessly. You can use a GIF to lighten the mood or to get into course content. The U.S. National Archives has a Giphy account, and it's a very nice selection of historic photos done as GIFs. So there is educational content to be found. But wait, there's more. By clicking these three dots, or the More icon, you'll find options to copy and save your jam. Copying can be useful when you want separate boards available to students in Zoom breakout rooms, for example. I'll call this Jamboard Activities 2. Now I've got two boards to share with different sets of students. Another possibility is to simply start a second frame on a Jamboard. Share one Jamboard with all students and have Zoom Breakout Room 1 on Jamboard Frame 1 and Breakout Room 2 on Jamboard Frame 2. A possible drawback is that users can click between the frames, and if you want groups to come up with original work or competing ideas, this freedom to roam may be an unwanted temptation. Now, if you can, do your file sharing before a Zoom class begins, so you are ready to make the best use of class time. Before you move into breakout rooms, you'll want each student to find and open the Jamboard that they'll be using. Sometimes students will see you sharing your screen and get confused about how they can interact with the jam. Ask students to go to their UH Gmail account and find the invitation to edit, which is sent when you share a jam. Students simply click the link and join the jam. A Jamboard is good for brainstorming. Group members can work together simultaneously and anonymously. If you want to attribute ideas to individuals, there are different colors of the sticky notes. And if the group is larger, students can add their initials to the notes. When a sticky note is active, you can grab the anchor points and resize an angle. Note the More symbol again, and this gives you the option to return to the note to edit or delete. Jamboard is a collaborative environment where one person can pick up the eraser and wipe off another person's writing, so you may want to lay down some ground rules for working together. A group may start off with some freewheeling use of the tools and then hit the undo button, clear the frame, and get down to business. You might want to add your Bitmoji to the frame just to keep an eye on things. Open the Bitmoji app while working in Chrome, and you can easily drop your avatar into a jam for increased instructor presence. Another jam idea: you can use a group work template to explain an activity. This is one that I found on Canva. In Canva, I prepared the instructions that lay out a 25-minute critique session. When sending students to a breakout room, it's helpful to give them detailed instructions that they can refer to. This lays out how to budget their time and respond to the questions. I saved the template as a PNG file. The second PNG is a screenshot of a painting, as students were asked to find a work to share with the class, and this layers over the template. For the sticky note, we do need to bring to front. This URL at the bottom directs students to an art site. It's not a hyperlink. Here's an example of a mind mapping activity, also from Canva. This is readily done using shapes from the toolbar. You can share the example with students and ask them to create their own on a second frame. Another option, if you have project directions on a Google slide, you can save that slide as an image and upload it to Jamboard. For this slide presentation, we'll say that this slide outlines the activity. I highlight the slide, save it as a PNG, and now it's ready to be inserted as an image to Jamboard. And with that, you have the basics of the Jamboard app, from building a lesson to sharing it with students.